And what is up, everyone? Welcome back. We're back again with another video. This is just a little message of sorry that it's so echoey in here. As you can see, we're in the new apartment and I do not have my acoustic panels up yet, so it's just gonna be a little echoey. I am going to try to fix it post-edit, but I do apologize. Please stick with me, we will get it fixed. Recently, I have been seeing that a lot of people have been saying that they are worried that Dune Awakening is just going to be a reskinned Conan Exiles. And I would kind of like to break that down for you and let you guys kind of decide what you think. And then I'll give you my personal opinion at the end. So let's jump right in. First, let's talk about the core gameplay of each game. So for Conan Exiles, the game starts with your character literally crucified and rescued by Conan. From there, it's pure survival. You must gather resources, craft tools, build shelters, and defend yourself. And the gameplay revolves around exploration, base building, crafting, and combat. The little loop you get into is explore, gather, build, fight, dominate, right? Remember that. And the PVE and PvP can feel drastically different. PVE is about progression and exploration, while PvP leans into raid defense, griefing mechanics, and alliances. You get way more freedom in Conan Exiles when it comes to kind of what you want to do, right? And there's no missions, there's no contracts. You just go out, you make your own story, you make your own adventure, you set up shop, you go out and you do everything you can do. You can find followers and add them to your base to increase production, I should say. And you can also join alliances to help you fight against other ones. But you see, Dune Awakening is a little different than that. So the game starts with you being picked by the Mother Reverend, and she's sending you on a mission to the planet Arrakis, where you need to find the Fremen and wake the sleeper, which you will learn what that means when you play. As an MMO, the loop is more systemic and economy driven, right? So survive the desert, gather spice and resources, trade or fight, influence factions, and control territory. There's a little more mechanics that come into Dune Awakening. It also introduces MMO elements like player hubs, persistent markets, character specializations, and potential guild-based politics, which all come in the form of the Landsrad. And Dune Awakening is designed more for cooperation, faction warfare, and meta politics than raw survival, which is much like Conan, where you, like I said, you go out and you really make your own adventure. There's not really people telling you what to do or what you need to do, and you get that kind of freedom from Conan, I should say. Next is the world designs and the biomes that you play in, right? So for Conan Exiles, it features multiple distinct biomes like the desert, tundra, jungle, swamp, and even volcanoes. Each area has unique enemies, loot, dungeons, and weather systems, as well as challenges. The world is handcrafted with static NPC camps, dungeon entrances, and lootable ruins. So you can almost grind them, right? You can keep on coming back and grinding them after a certain amount of time, right? And your map rooms allow you to fast travel around the whole map, which is quite different than Dune Awakening, where the entire game takes place on Arrakis, a single biome planet. But there are some cool exceptions that come with this, right? There are, you should expect dynamic environments like sandstorms, shifting dunes, and spice blow events. But there's also things that can permanently change the biome that you're in, like sandworms, can appear and permanently alter the zone, forcing players to move or adapt. Right, and the map evolves over time via live updates, offering a more MMO living world style compared to Conan's static. But also the building and base mechanics are also, they look similar, but they are a little different, right? Conan Exiles offers a deep creative building system, and you can build massive castles, bridges, or even underground layers. And there are hundreds of building pieces, with DLCs adding cultural variety from the Khitan, the Yamadi, and the Turian. Like I said earlier, there is a thrall system. NPCs can either be captured or saved, and they come to work for you. You can turn them, you can put them on the Wheel of Pain. You can make them into a worker, a guardsman, or even they can craft things for you. But in Dune Awakening, the building is more utilitarian, right? Outposts and spice harvesting bases that serve as a function. Everything that you build in Dune has a major function to it, right? Likely tied to resource control and mobility, not really vanity or expression. But that doesn't mean you can't, right? There's going to be a lot of pieces you can get to make it any way you want. As of right now, I only noticed that there are 4 types of building sets. There's the Chom 1, and then the Chom 2, and then you have the Atreides and the Harkonnen sets, which you get later on in the game once you choose which alliance you want to go with. They may include deployable structures or mobile harvesting stations, like from the Dune universe that you see drive across the sand. But in Dune Awakening, base building really is to support player economy in faction warfare. Not really. I mean, yes, you can make you have your personal fort, and you can make it look any way you want or anything, but it seems like everything has a more higher function in Dune. Next, let's talk about the character customization and progression. For Conan Exiles, it's a traditional RPG style allocation, right? You have your strength, agility, grit, encumbrance, etc., with attribute perks at thresholds. Oh, respecing your character costs resources in game, but it is accessible. Gear is tiered by material quality: hide, iron, steel, and star metal. Recently, they also have added the sorcery update, which adds magic to the game, magic and dark powers, but these come at a cost, which they call the corruption system. For Dune Awakening, it's a little different. It is a classless progression with modular abilities, kind of like EVE Online or New World, if you know what those are. You customize a build via abilities, tech, and possibly spice-based upgrades, which are powers called prescience. There's a combat and roleplay roles, right? So you have your Bene Gesserit, your Swordmaster, your Mentat, and your Trooper, which you are able to unlock all of those further you progress into the game. But at first you have to choose one. It also includes guild-based perks or political standing bonuses based on what house you align with. So now we're going to talk about combat and the combat systems. For Conan Exiles, you have your typical melee, which have swords, axes, maces, spears, and hammers, as well as shields. And stamina is a key mechanic. And magic was added later, as I said previously, and is designed as a dangerous power, but it comes at a cost. It's not your typical high fantasy wizardry, you know what I'm saying? It's a little more mundane. But for Dune Awakening, it's more tactile and has more modern combat, right? So you have the mix of melee, but you also have firearms, different type of gadgets, and you also have shields, but it works a lot different than Conan. Your shields and your gadgets have an energy system which needs to recharge, and the more you use it. But Dune encourages close range combat and gadget counterplay. And Dune Awakening, the combat is being designed with PvP first in mind, just like many other MMOs out there. In each of these, you have your threats in the PVE player versus environment. And, you know, Conan Exiles, you have your wild beast, corrupted beasts, undead, cultists, demigods, you name it. You also have your large boss fights in dungeons. There are NPC factions that are hostile, and they can be used for resources. And you can raid these NPC camps for thralls and materials. But for Dune Awakening, there are not really any monsters, you should say. The biggest threat is the environment itself. So you have your sandstorms, which limit movement, visibility, and, all-around survivability. But you also have sandworms, which instantly kill you if eaten. NPC factions will control parts of the map, and dynamic PVE threats might be rival smugglers, house agents, or spice poachers. And a cool thing about Dune Awakening, there's likely to introduce world events. I named one previously called Spice Blows. In Dune, there's a massive play on politics, economy, and the player overall influence. Any politics in Conan are really just player made. So players coming together, making an alliance, and agreeing with other alliances around them. But there is no in-game economy system or trading or exchange market. You can't go out and trade resources or money or parts or anything like that, which is a lot different than Dune Awakening, which is designed with political manipulation and social economy at the core. You join a major house, operate under a minor house, or you can even go rogue. Their entire factions can control spice zones, tax harvest, and manipulate the trade system. You should expect social hierarchy, elections, assassinations, espionage, and betrayal, as well as player guilds may influence the entire world map and policies. Very Eve-like, if you played Eve online. Get these on really any platform, right? Both of these are going to be able to be played on PC, PS5, the Xbox Series X and S. But Dune Awakening cannot be played on last gens, so no PS4 and no Xbox Ones. Conan, it supports private servers and modding on PCs, as well as strong solo and co-op options. Unlike Dune, which is always online and there's no support for mods or offline play. It is a pure MMO ecosystem. So there are a lot of differences between these two games, right? I had the privilege of playing the open beta for Dune Awakening, and I got to say, it was very enjoyable. I am very excited for the full game to come out. But I've also played a lot of Conan Exiles, which you can go watch right now. It itself is a very good game. You have to find what you want to do in Conan. It's very do-it-yourself, very sandbox-like. So the missions you come up with yourself, like, oh, one day I want to finish my house. Next day I want to add to it. Next I want to go raid a dungeon, and then come back, find resources, and all that good shebang. You just come up with it as you go type shit. Dune, there is a system you have to follow at first. I mean, you don't have to, right? But if you want to progress through the game, you have to at least get past the introduction. You have to get past that. There's no choice, really. And there's also contracts, missions, and all other types of things you can do for large houses or minor houses, which kind of gives you don't have to think on your own, what do I want to do today, right? You can just go finish these contracts, get your stuff, and then go explore if you want. So there's it's more of a road to follow, I should say. But do I think even though they're both made by Funcom, do I think they are similar? Yes, of course, they both are survival games, right? Every survival game is going to have almost the same base mechanics to it. But I can say that Dune Awakening is different enough that it won't feel like you're playing Conan. It doesn't even remind me of it, really. Like, it's very much different, and I don't think anyone will have much of an issue when it comes to that. 2 live streams that I played, I did not think once, this is just like Conan. This is the exact same thing at Conan. no, it's very different. Different enough, and it's very enjoyable. And I would say that these two are not the same game. It is not. Dune Awakening is not Conan Exiles reskinned. So do not worry about that. It is very much different in the aspects of the MMO systems, the exchange. It's very online. It's very player connected. You know what I'm saying? Very player oriented compared to Conan, where you can just play that by yourself. You don't need anybody. And really, in my opinion, that's the better way to play Conan, because going into a world in Conan, everything's already built. I've seen worlds where people have built roads that connect literally everywhere. They've made fortresses, temples, and it's almost like you don't even have any room to breathe. You know, you don't have any room to make anything yourself, and you just kind of feel like, damn, Jimmy over here, he's got a whole mega fortress, and I'm sitting over here trying to survive with this little shack. Like, you know what I'm saying? And now there's no space for me. It might get like that eventually in Dune, but there's gonna be weekly wipes, which are gonna take the not very smart people who decide to build on the open sands out of the equation. Hopefully that will help breathability of the game, right? I don't want to feel like I'm stacked on top of each other. But yeah, guys, that's really it. I mean, these two games aren't mutually exclusive. Just because they're both made by Funcom, and they're both survival games, doesn't make them the same at all. My last thoughts: these two games, very different, and do not be worried that you're just going to be playing another Conan Exiles, I should say. You will have a fun time playing either or, really. You can play both at the same time. That's my opinion personally. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, what you've seen so far with Dune Awakening, or if you guys have even played Conan yourself. If you liked this video, give me a like, and if you really liked it, hit that subscribe button. But either way, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.